Welcome back, Pipers. Hobbiton Piper Kevin here, coming to you from the heartland of America in Missouri. I'm going to tell you a pipe story today about a very special pipe that I recently acquired. I wonder if you know about birth year Dunhill pipes. You may have heard of this. Now, some of the old timers out there, some of our friends will be saying, "We never had birth year pipes in my day, that's silly." And I understand that. But the concept of buying a pipe from the year that you were born, a pipe that was made in the same year that you were born, is pretty neat. And Dunhill has a long history, but this idea of finding and acquiring a birth year pipe, that's relatively new, relatively recent in terms of piping history. But it's something that caught my eye, kind of interested me, wondering if I could find a pipe from the exact year that I was born. And you might say, well, why does it have to be a Dunhill? Why, when people talk about acquiring a birth year pipe, why is it always a Dunhill? Why isn't it one of the other classic companies? Well, because back in the 1920s, Dunhill started stamping a nomenclature on the bottom of their pipes that, once you knew how to decipher it, would tell you the exact year that that pipe was made. And other classic companies weren't doing this. So you could hopefully kind of guess what year a pipe was made from another company back then, but you could for sure know that your Dunhill was made in your exact birth year. So it just kind of became the thing. When it was time to get a birth year pipe, you were looking at Dunhills. So I thought I would start some hunting. So I've been looking for a while. And really, these are state pipes, so you have to just keep your eye out. For me, just mostly online and doing a lot of, just searching various online places like eBay and maybe some of the online shops that sell estate pipes. Well, I was born on this day in 1973. So my hunt for a 1973 Dunhill began. And so I started researching what was available in that year. And in 1972, some say 73, but I believe there's some examples of some 1972 ones out there. Dunhill came out with the red bark finish. And today, this is known as ruby bark, but originally it was called red bark. And it was a beautiful dark red, but still brown looking pipe. And it was really popular. But then very quickly, just a couple years later, they changed that finish to where it was almost pink, and people didn't like it. And sales went way down. And then I believe later in around 76, they darkened it again. And so red bark, it was a line that lasted until about, I think, 1987, and then that line was discontinued. But it did come back in 2007 under the new name of ruby bark. So I thought, wouldn't it be neat if I was to find one of those, since I was born in 73, and this red bark came out in 72 to 73, but then was quickly changed to that more pink version before it came back. Wouldn't it be neat if I could find one of those original red bark Dunhills? So I searched eBay and kept searching eBay. And then finally one showed up, and it appeared to be in beautiful condition. So I started asking around, does anyone know this seller? Is this legit? And my good friend Russ knew the seller, said that's absolutely legit. You need to jump on that. So I did. I jumped on this. This is my Dunhill birth year pipe. This is a Group 4 LBS. And I think LBS, some of you guys know way more about Dunhills than me. I believe that stands for large billiard, the LB, and then the S on it, I think stands for slim or slender. It's a little more slim than just the LB. But this is the pipe, and I'll show you some higher res shots of this at the end of the video. And I'll also show you a better shot of the nomenclature on the bottom. And you can study that Dunhill dating chart yourself. But basically, the 13 at the bottom of this one is what, along with some of the other stamping, is what lets you know that it's from 73. So I'm very excited to show this to you. I'm excited to have finally acquired it. And they can, of course, be very expensive. I felt like I got mine for a very reasonable price, considering its condition. It came to me exceptionally clean. The stem looked brand new. So I'm really happy with the results. I'm gonna smoke some Manhattan Afternoon in it today with you. And I just recently reviewed that. If you'd like to find that in the Pipe Tobacco Reviews playlist. It's a Virginia. So let's light up this Dunhill. Now I've been working on getting the flavors right out of this older estate pipe. The draw is beautiful. The draw is perfect, but it still has some of that, just that old tar that's kind of in the wood, I think. And as much as I've cleaned it, I know I've got the draft hole clean. I know I've got the stem is perfectly clean, but the inside of the bowl just will sometimes give me that inside of grandma's drawer type of mustiness that comes through in the flavor, and I need to get that out. So I'm likely going to have to put this through a salt treatment. We've never talked about that before, but it's one of the deep cleaning methods to really kind of get that tar to release from the wood and to get it all cleaned out. But I'm going to work on that over the next year, because this is going to be a wonderful smoker. I can already tell. I just have to get the flavors right in it, keep smoking it, and get it cleaned up a little bit more. But I'm really happy about this pipe. I wanted to share it with you today, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to my Super Thanks supporters. You can read more about that in the description below. Until we talk again, go enjoy some good food, good drink, and a good pipe. I'll show you some high-res pics of this now.